Okay, so get this. We're ditching the usual luxury car suspects today, like no Mercedes, no BMW, not even a Rolls-Royce.
Interesting.
Yeah, today we're diving into the world of Indonesian presidential limousines.
Now that piqued my interest. Indonesian presidential limousines. Tell me more.
Right, buckle up because we're talking about the Maung Garuda, a custom-built vehicle designed specifically for Indonesia's new president.
Okay.
And here's the kicker, it's made by PT Pindad.
EP Pindad.
Yeah, a company known more for its military hardware than high-end automobiles.
Well, that's fascinating right off the bat because this isn't just about a car, is it? It's a statement. It's the intersection of national pride, technological advancement, and of course a touch of automotive grandeur.
A statement indeed. So let's unpack what we know about this Garuda limousine, starting with the name itself. Maung Garuda has a ring to it, right?
It does, and it's incredibly significant. Maung translates to tiger in Indonesian, representing strength and agility. And the Garuda, a mythical bird-like creature, is Indonesia's national emblem, a symbol deeply ingrained in their culture representing freedom and power.
So they're going for a very strong image here, even before you see the car itself. It's like they're saying, we're here, we're powerful, and we're uniquely Indonesian.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the car itself certainly embodies that. We're talking bulletproof glass armor plating. This thing is less of a limousine and more of a mobile fortress.
Speaking of fortresses, the source material mentions composite armor, capable of withstanding ammunition from a 7.62 millimeter NATO ball, and even a 5.56 by 45 millimeter M193. I don't know about you, but those specs mean absolutely nothing to me. Can you break that down? What kind of real-world threats does that level of protection actually provide?
You're right. Sometimes those technical specs can sound like a foreign language. Essentially, that type of armor is designed to withstand high-powered rifle fire. It's a level of protection you'd typically see on military vehicles, not presidential limousines. It makes you wonder what kind of intelligence they might be privy to.
Wow, that's a bit unnerving, but it definitely adds another layer to this whole statement we were talking about. It's not just about projecting strength, it's about ensuring safety in a world that clearly demands it.
Absolutely. And yet, despite this fortress-like exterior, the Maung Garuda doesn't shy away from luxury or a celebration of Indonesian craftsmanship.
Okay, let's unpack those luminous details, because I have to admit, that's what initially caught my eye, too. This limousine isn't just about brute force, it's about style. It's about making a statement with every carefully chosen detail.
Exactly. And they've seamlessly blended those security features with elements of luxury and national pride.
Like those batik-inspired design elements I've been hearing about. Those sounded really interesting.
They are. You see, batik is a traditional Indonesian dyeing technique that creates intricate patterns on fabric. It's considered an art form, and they've incorporated it into the car's design in really subtle yet powerful ways.
So, like what? Give me an example. Where can we see this batik influence?
Take the car's grille, for example. It draws inspiration from the parang batik motif, a pattern that symbolizes continuity and resilience in Indonesian culture.
So it's not just a random design, it actually holds meaning. That's really cool.
Right. It's a subtle nod to Indonesian heritage, woven directly into the very fabric, so to speak, of this modern machine.
And then there's that stunning Garuda logo. Talk about making a statement. They've got that thing prominently displayed on the grille, the wheel rims. You can't miss it.
It's a powerful symbol of national pride and identity. And it's not just about aesthetics. This limousine is packed with high-tech features that also tell a story.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was skimming through the source material earlier, and this thing is like a rolling technological marvel. They've got a 12-inch head unit, 360-degree cameras, even a built-in smart TV and portable Wi-Fi. I mean, talk about staying connected.
It really highlights how essential connectivity is these days, even in settings that are traditionally more formal. But here's where it gets really interesting. There's this feature called a Limo Touch Control Panel.
Ooh, limo touch control panel. That sounds fancy. Okay, I have to ask, what exactly does that control? Is it like a presidential remote control for everything in the car?
You're not far off. While the exact specifics aren't outlined in the material we have, it likely controls everything from the entertainment system and climate control to potentially even some security features. Imagine adjusting your seat's massage settings while simultaneously monitoring live news feeds, all with a few taps on this panel.
Wow, that's next level luxury meets high-tech security. They really thought of everything. But you know what else I find incredibly interesting?
What's that?
The fact that they went with PT Pindad for this. I mean, we're talking about a company known primarily for military equipment. They're not exactly Rolls-Royce.
You're absolutely right to point that out. This is a very deliberate and, dare I say, strategic decision.
Mhm.
It speaks volumes about Indonesia's desire to promote its own industries on a global stage.
Right.
They could have easily gone with a prestigious international brand, which might seem like the more obvious choice for a presidential limousine, right?
Totally. It's almost expected.
So choosing PT Pindad, that's a bold statement.
It is.
It's like they're saying, we have the talent, the resources, the capability to create a vehicle of this caliber right here in Indonesia.
Yeah.
And it aligns perfectly with President Subianto's known support for domestically produced goods.
Right. The source material mentioned his stance on that. It's almost as if this limousine becomes a symbol of that commitment, a very public display of their belief in Indonesian manufacturing.
Exactly. And it's not just symbolic. Think about the practical implications. Choosing PT Pindad keeps those resources within the Indonesian economy, potentially creating jobs, boosting local expertise in automotive engineering and design.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
It's like a ripple effect, right? This one decision has the potential to influence so much more than just the car itself. I mean, imagine if this paves the way for PT Pindad to expand into the luxury vehicle market, maybe even exporting their vehicles internationally one day.
Yeah.
A made in Indonesia luxury car on the streets of Paris or Dubai, that would be incredible.
Now, wouldn't that be something? To see Maung Garuda not just as a symbol of Indonesian pride, but as a catalyst for their foray into the global luxury car market. It's an interesting thought. But even beyond those economic implications, I think this choice of vehicle revealed something really intriguing about how leadership is portrayed in the 21st century.
Oh, tell me more about that. What do you mean?
Think about it. This one vehicle, the Maung Garuda, manages to blend traditional Indonesian craftsmanship, like the batik-inspired design, with cutting-edge technology and a level of security you'd expect for a world leader.
Yeah.
It's a powerful message they're sending.
It's like they've taken all these different elements, these pieces of what makes Indonesia unique, and crafted them into this powerful symbol of their place in the world. Exactly.
It's a country with a rich history and cultural heritage, but it's also a country that's looking towards the future, embracing technology and progress. And they've managed to capture all of that in a limousine.
Which just goes to show you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, or in this case, a limousine by its bulletproof glass.
Very true. This Maung Garuda reminds us to look beyond the surface. Whether it's a leader, a policy, or even a car, there's always a deeper story to uncover if you just take the time to look.
It makes you wonder what other unconventional choices might we see from world leaders in the future. Will we see a solar-powered Pope Mobile zipping around the Vatican? Or maybe a self-driving limousine for the British monarchy?
No, those are some intriguing possibilities. I can't say for sure what the future holds, but one thing is certain. Paying attention to these seemingly small details, the choices leaders make, the symbols they embrace, can offer surprising insights into the bigger picture.
It's like a secret language, these symbols of power.
Precisely. And learning to decode that language can give you a whole new understanding of global affairs.
So next time you see a world leader, don't just glance at the car. Take a moment to really look at it. Think about the message it sends the technology. It uses the story it tells. You might be surprised by what you discover.
Absolutely. After all, sometimes the most fascinating stories are hiding in plain sight.